Alrighty. Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Monday. This is the Monday Night Family Show. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome. Cheers. Make yourself your beverage. Like, share, and subscribe. The show always, and I mean always, works best when you participate. It's all right, Scotty. It's okay. It's okay. There we go. Anyways, guys, let's see if I got the comments working. Hopefully the comments are on. As again, I said, this show works if you participate. How do we make you participate? Hey, let's talk pigeons. We do it sort of as a round table. Chris says hi. Peevler says hi. So we know we are on YouTube and Facebook. You know what? That's the first thing right there, is to make sure that we are on. Cade says, hey, aloha. Hey, Cade, how is it going? Hopefully you got your birds. What are we going to talk about tonight? That's the question. Before I get my hair cut, what are we going to talk about? You tell me. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Jeff Henderson from Down Under. Jeff, just 5 weeks away from the Pigeon Boss Tour. Josh is on with us. How's it going, Josh? What are we going to talk about this evening? I'm glad you got them. Jeff Henderson says aloha. And will we get the legendary Stephen Collins on tonight? We're not sure if we'll get him on. Hopefully we do. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the season. We're getting to open race time in Southern Ontario, wrapping up. And I was talking to, hey, what's going on? Oh, I got a photo here. I'm going to have to put this in. Wait, hold on. There's my man. There's my man. Boom. How are you, Nelson? Thanks for tuning in. Steven, hey, how's it going? Tell us what you're drinking. What am I drinking? You know what? I lately I've been liking my cocktail in beer glasses. I don't know why, but that's a beer glass, and I'm drinking vodka and Pepsi. So I'm just having that right now. In old, do you have any have you got any birds in old, Ryan? In old. I don't know. Chris, what does that mean in old? I'm not sure what you're saying. Pigeon Racer UK says, hey from the UK. How's it going? Caleb says, hey. Shut up. What's going on? Tweetler, nice to see you on as well. So, Youngbird Racing is coming to an end, but the good part is the open races. And when we get to the open races, I the other day I bumped into Mike Van Kempen. He runs the Club 1000, and I asked him if they were going to be doing their Club 1000 open race, and they're doing it somewhere in Quebec, which that doesn't matter. And I said, "Oh yeah, how's that going to go?" And he said, "Oh, we're going to have maybe 200 or 300 birds, which I think that's pretty good." Um, but I said, "Oh yeah, well, how does it work?" And you pay $25 a bird, okay? I mean, a little bit there. It costs a little bit, but that's okay. $25 is not much. And I asked him about pooling, about gambling on the pigeons. And, he said that no, there's no pooling. Nobody wants to pool. Nobody wants to gamble. And I think to myself, you only get better when there's something on the line to lose, right? You've heard guys like Chris Clarebot say those gamblings every weekend, playing for a few dollars, a few $100, a few $1,000. It makes you become a better and better and better pigeon man. And nobody likes to lose. I'll tell you this. In a pigeon race, you can basket all your pigeons. You can go down to the club, and you can be the winner. Okay, you go down, you beat 20 guys in your club. But you know who the guy was that really won the race? The guy, everybody put in $10 and they picked a pick bird. And that was the first bird clocked or the first pick bird clocked, and he was the winner. That's the real winner. That guy is feeling so good. He won a few dollars. He's excited for next week. The guy who won the race, yes, he did win the race. But I'm telling you, if you learn how to pick your pigeons, it's way better. Let's see. We got some comments. 2 weeks left of racing here in Australia. Okay. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Randy, number 12. Steven says, damn, I lost you for a minute. I'm still here, Steven. Don't worry. Didn't join last week. Live nearly 2 a.m. for me. Made up for tonight. Thanks for joining in the UK. Hey, for people who tune in worldwide, um, it's awesome. You guys make this all possible. I know sometimes I don't do the shows every Monday. I try to. There's normally sometimes where I'll take a break. If I am going to be taking a break, because I know you guys always tune in, I will let you know when I'm going to take a break from doing a show. If I need a 2 or 3 week period off, but I'm going to try and keep going all the way through. There's just sometimes you get a little burnt out. And again, it's a little bit harder with Ricky not here, so I need to lean on you guys for uh, for communication. It helps bring stuff to the table. As Josh Shibley says, pooling is a lost art, and it is a lost art. But when people take the time to pool their pigeons, it means they're looking. If there's an open race this weekend, I know the pigeons that I want to pool. I know the pigeons that I'm looking at. This is what I'm thinking. And I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. I might pick the completely wrong pigeons. But the fact that you're going in and studying and looking and feeling and handling and just having a feeling about it, that's the main thing. Ricky is not here. He'll be here maybe next week or the week after. He's on vacation. He's on holiday. So this one's for Ricky 7. My little Chihuahua here, she's having a hard time. She's on her, I'm going to say she's on her final legs, but you can hear her squeaking. So we're not going to give her shit. She don't want to eat now. And she's having a bit of a hard time. So that's always the worst, eh? When you should put an animal down and you don't, I think that's not the best on an animal, on an owner. But what can you do? Pulling makes you a better man. Sure it does. And I'll tell you something. If people were smarter in clubs, you say the pool bird has to win the race, okay? So if you start at the beginning of the season, and just hear me out. So let's say there's 5 guys in a club. Then you say, okay, we're going to do pick bird. Okay, the pick bird has to be your first bird clocked. That's the first thing. If it's your first bird clocked, then you can win the pool. If you want to get a little crazier, your pick bird has to be your first bird clock and it wins the race. I personally think in clubs where there's different levels of guys, but guys want to pick their first bird clocked, that's a different thing. So you say, I'm going to have my first bird, Richard's your first bird, Scott's his first bird, Randy's his first bird. And Randy, he clocks his bird first. He wins the pot. Now, if Randy, Scott, Richard, and myself don't clock any of our pick birds first, the pot moves over. And then you have to buy in again. And you keep doing this until it happens. And this stimulates the pick birds. And if someone else wants to come in the club, they got to buy in. If the pick bird is $10 a week, everybody puts $10 in the first week. If one guy doesn't, and the next week he wants to buy in, he got to buy in for $20. If he waits till the third week, you got to buy in for $30. If he waits till the 4th week, you got to buy in for $40. We do both, says Mr. Tribley. Greetings from Buffalo. Tracy says, hi, hi, hi. Here's a guy I haven't seen on in a while, Scott. How are you doing, Scott? Josh says they do both. Regardless, pick birds are fun. And, I don't know what the price is to make them because everyone has a different uh, price point. But, between $5 and $20 a pick bird, I think it's great. And when you pick the first pick bird, you get one. Now, in Belgium, they have first, second, third. You got to pick them in. You can pick them in an order. You could do this also in your club. You could say, okay, everybody picked a bird. Does anybody want to pick a second bird? Yeah, that's going to be your second bird clocked. If it's your first, it doesn't count. It has to be your second. And these are things to make it better. But, again, when I was talking to Mike, he just said a lot of guys don't pick it. Here's another thing. North America, especially 300-mile racing, 350. These are these are like the Super Bowl races or the Stanley Cup races for pigeons in North America. Not so much the sprint races, but those 275 to 325 races. Those races, if you can play in a few of them at the end of the season, I don't know what you guys are doing. Play your birds. I said to Mike, the Up North Combine, they're putting up 1,500, 1,200, 800 birds a week. Probably 1,000. Let's say 1,000 every week. Okay, and I said, well, how many birds will be in your Club 1,000 Open? He says, man, 300. Oof, oof. Why? Well, I guess maybe it's $25 a bird. I get that. But guys, you can't get that experience. You cannot get that experience for $25 per pigeon. Now, if you have 50 pigeons, sure, it's going to cost you a little bit. But win or lose, your birds get the experience of going down that road. Those are the races that matter the most, especially in North America. 300-mile races matter the most. Matters the most for carrying them over next year for old birds. Matters the most for if you're going to stop your young birds and breed out of them. Matters the most on how you're conditioning the quality of your pigeons. You don't judge the pit. Listen, 100, 150 miles is a lot of man there. When you get 350 miles, you need the man to be good, but the damn pigeon has to work, work, work. He has to be able to do it. And after a season of racing, if he can continue to do it, that's where you see it. Doing not too bad, I guess. Okay. I'm glad you're not. What do you want to see from a breeder in his first year? What do I want to see? I don't know, breed 6 youngsters. Let's take a look at it this way. Let's first be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Did I give the season? Let's, this question right here, before we can test the breeders or whatever, we have to say, let's look at ourselves and what did we do? Did we give it our best? Did we put the time in? Did we put the effort in? Okay. All right. Did we fly all the pigeons equally? Yes. All right, now let's look at the breeding. How did the breeding go? It went good. Boom, everybody gets top points for that. People ask me about kittens. So, how did the breeding go? Good. Did any of the parents get sick in breeding? No. Did I have to baby the babies? No. Did all the babies come out good? Yes. Everything's looking good. Okay. Now I look. Loft line. Did I have some lazy ones? That red checker was lazy. Who is that out of? That's out of that pair. Okay, make a note. I look, I'm seeing, I'm testing, I fly the pigeons, and I look at a pair. If a pair of pigeons in the first year of breeding are a new couple, I see how they do. I see how consistent the youngsters were. How many problems did the youngsters give me? If they're right up in the top 5 to 10% in that loft, they're going to move on. The pair's going to stay together. Now, if I breed six youngsters, if I breed six youngsters and one is a superstar, so wow, that's great. The pair will stay together. If I breed six youngsters and they're all gone, I'm separating them. I'm either getting rid of the pair, I'm looking at it, I might try it a different way, or they're gone. I need them to show me something. I need to see, what is it called? The silver lining? It depends on how good the breeders are. And the other thing is selecting the breeders. If you're not putting that work in, if this isn't your real hobby, like, hey, ready for this one? I know guys. They got three kids. They got a wife. They got their own business. They got their kids in soccer, in horseback riding. They got rabbits. They got chickens. They got ducks. They got every little thing. They're doing 15 different things. They put almost zero work in. They're at the pigeon club. They're doing pigeon stuff. You're not putting the work in. You got too much shit on your plate. Too much shit. So your rabbits, nah, they're going to be average. Your pigeons, nah, below average. Everything else, the most important stuff you're going to prioritize, and the rest of it's going to go to shit. It's the truth. When you're a pigeon man, I hate to say this, you're not on a softball team. When you're a pigeon man and you're playing the pigeons, that's your hobby. And I hate to say this, but that's the hobby. You can't have five different hobbies. Hey, if you're a single guy, maybe you want to go play darts at night or go to the bar, okay, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. You got to put between 30 and 50 hours in a week. That's a part-time job with no pay. Now, you're either going to be selling birds from this, you're winning races, you're winning money races, whatever you're doing. Let's get to the comments. Scouty, it's okay. Our club does the Pittsburgh and $2 fun bird that pays the best sunbird every week. Pittsburgh is exactly the way that you explained it. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Just joined. What does the Europeans do when training young birds? And have you if and you have a few latecomers, but not the same ones. Okay. Reminder: training pigeons. I have a question for everyone. When you train a pigeon, they're constantly learning. The whole time they're learning. From loft line, from weaning, loft line, road training, they're learning. In the middle of the season, you can be loft line and have a bad training toss down the road. The birds are learning. Training is okay. A bird can make a mistake. You just don't want to see the same bird making mistakes. If the same bird makes mistake, the third mistake is finished. I loft fly the birds. The checker pied is always the first one to land 20 minutes ahead of everyone. 1 day, 2 days. By the third time he does it, he's done. Training pigeons. I trained them. Everybody's coming great. Oh, I had a day. It was a rough day. Birds come 2-3 hours late. That's okay. They learned. A couple times down the road after that, everybody's great. Well, everybody come a little bit late again. They got screwed up. Okay, that's good. But pigeons that are constantly screwing up, and just do it as a system. If you don't want to be so strict, 3 chances is great. When you're really ready to win, you're going to judge them in 2 chances. But if you're a little bit sensitive and you're afraid because you spent good money and you're not sure with what you're grading, say 5. 5 screw ups by a pigeon. 5 screw ups. That's more than enough. If you catch them 5 times screwed up, gotta go. And 5 is being way too lenient. And that's why it's hard to get young people involved. Well, STL lofts. I I'm I'm going to say this with young people. They're different young people. They like their phones. They don't like the same stuff. I'm sorry, they just don't. I don't think it's the money. I mean, I just don't get it. This sport is so great. You're a general manager, you're a coach, you're a trainer. You get hands on. Forget a computer screen. This is real live shit, and the kids can't see it. Now, either us, the pigeon community, don't put it out right, or kids aren't just interested. I don't know. And I think a lot of the laws and a lot of the subdivisions, a lot of the places to keep pigeons, it's not so easy. It's always a deterrent. I think that's the number one problem. You know, we've got here 50 chickens running around, roosters crowing, ducks in the backyard, 100 pigeons, having some fun. In the subdivision, less than a half a mile away, the guy brought over his chickens and gave them to us. The neighbor wouldn't let him keep them. He's got 7 chickens. He's got 1 little duck and 7 hens that are giving him eggs. The kids are enjoying it. They're having a real family bonding experience. They got the chickens named. These chickens he brought over, I'm telling you, they had such good personalities. You can see the family put time into them. And the goddamn neighbor scrapped it, ruined it. Worried about bird flu, worried about this, worried about noise, worried about what? And my friends, that's where the young people and the old people and anybody can't have pigeons, can't have a chicken in their backyard. The chicken makes too much noise, but the dump truck that drives by my house 5,500 times a day doesn't make too much noise. The rooster's from Mother Nature. That's okay. But the dump truck that man made, I got to keep listening to it. What's wrong with people? People are so screwed up. Anyways, you can't judge them off a young bird season. We'll get better. Um, you know what? When I'm looking at young birds, I look for the consistent young birds. I look for the young birds that were normally in that first hour to half hour in every race. Sometimes I've noticed the pigeons that are superstars. Okay, those are good. Sometimes you'll notice a couple superstar races and then the bird drops off. Okay, but I'm looking for the consistent pigeons. I keep the super pigeons and the super consistent pigeons. The rest, they're going to go. Now, if they finish the season with me, most likely they're going to move on because Mr. Basket's going to finish them. Most people won't do this. Like I say, we'll go up to they got some open races coming up and combines that have 1,500 birds to 1,000 birds. The open race will have 300 birds in it. I don't understand this. Are these the best birds being sent? Probably. But this is another opportunity to get those birds down the road to make your judgments, to play those pigeons. My nephew in a wheelchair loves it. First year for him. Oh, that's good. Scouty, you're okay. Here's another thing. If you're throwing everything at them, you are not doing them justice. If you are not throwing everything, 100%. If you want to win, you're going to have to work them. And we talked about this last week and the week before. And at the end of the season, I want to see what's left. I want to see the pigeons that can do 6, 7, 8 races and then have 3 weeks of open races and play them. Is it going to cost me some money? Yes. If there's a pigeon I don't think can do it, it's off the team. It's gone. But you have to push and work to find. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's the end of the season. I'm done with racing." Well, if you can play them, I think. And here's another thing. This might be really silly or stupid, but in North America, they almost don't want to fly old bird races. Okay, so let's get rid of old bird races. So then, why don't we make 10? No, not 10. Why don't we make 15 to 20 weeks of young bird racing? Let's have a whole bunch of shorter races. Let's have 7 weeks of sprint racing, or you know, go up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And make it a longer season. These young birds can take it. Oh, we got comments. I believe so, says Josh. Okay. Robert Daughtry, 25-year flyer, first time listening to the show. Hey, from Alabama, what's up, Dale? 25-year flyer. All right, you're starting to know about pigeons now. I'm glad you've tuned in. I'm sorry, Loft Manager Richard's not here. He's on vacation. So you got me tonight. So make yourself a cocktail. You can mix it as strong as you want. Don't worry, nobody's judging. And enjoy. If you have any pigeon questions, throw them in. Pigeon Race UK says, I am 25 and my brother's 21. We both race pigeons and it's difficult getting started. People at the club didn't want to help. Listen, of course they don't want to help. Everybody in your club's old. The older people. The older people know what do younger people have? A different work ethic. And you know what? Maybe they're a little sick of explaining. I don't know. You got to learn it somewhat on your own. And I will tell you something. Forget it. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. You want it? You got to learn it. You got to figure out that way to learn it. It's like the old people got to learn how to use the internet. Meanwhile, a 4-year-old can just get on your phone and work it. You got to want to do it. You got to want to learn. When those people don't help you, you dig harder, you look harder, you do your research, you watch videos, you read books, you talk to more top guys. You want to learn how to win? Talk to the real winners, the top ones. Not the guy, even if you're in an average club, don't waste your time talking to the guy that's average good in your club. Don't get that poison shit in your head. Talk to the guys that go out and ground them and pound them. That's the guy you want to talk to. And remember, listen to him, maybe listen to 2 or 3 guys and see how much shit is the same that comes together. Remember, the champions, they're all doing a lot of the same things. Yes, one uses tea and one uses ice in with the tea. That's a minimum thing. But they train them a certain way. They law fly them a certain way. They darken them a certain way. They're only buying children. They're only bringing birds in from direct children. Few things you got to look at. I tried to lose pigeons, and if you are going to collect a lost pigeon and put it back on the team, you're hurting yourself. Yes. Pigeons don't come home in a basket. They don't. A pigeon's got to earn his way back to stay on the team. If I'm going and picking up a pigeon down the street at JD's house, it's out. It's finished. I'm not playing with it. I'm finished. It goes in for the Chinese food. That's where it goes. Now, if the pigeon screws up, I don't know about it, and it comes home at the end of the day, okay, I make a little mental note or I mark it down. I keep my eye on that. I say, listen, there's one strike for you. If he straightens out, okay, fine. But consecutively late, consecutively stupid, consecutively giving me problems, gotta go. And yes, not only are you hurting your team, you're taking a spot in your team, you're feeding it more feed, you're taking loft condition out, and you're adding a stupid pigeon to the pigeons that you want to be smart. What do they say? Birds of a feather flock together, right? You want the smart ones. Work the smart ones. How many birds will Europeans keep because they don't fly as long as Americans? Well, Europeans fly much longer than Americans because Europeans are basically based mostly off of yearlings and 2 year olds. They love that. It's a different style of flying. How many will they keep? They keep in the percentage. You'll always hear them say the bird's got to score 3 times in the top 10% of the races I put him in for him to move on. Now, bigger loss, they're going to be a little more lenient. Again, guys, I call that a 50 shades of gray. They know what they want to keep. Just like, hey, I can say they got to be in the top 10%. But I say, that bird there has been consistent. He's right there, right there. Boom, he's moving over. You don't have to really write it down. You just know. I always look at the clock. Those are late. Those are always the same ones. The 57's late. The 37's late. The 26 is late. Always late. Always late. Gotta go. And by the way, if you race them every week, week in, week out, when it gets to a tough race where the screws get turned, where the screws turn, not this tailwind bullshit. When the wind goes into the nose, natural calling system happens, my friends, because the pigeons with no heart, no desire, no drive, and no quality, they don't come. Listen, the basket will not screw you over. Okay? Your loft partner could screw you over. Your wife might screw you over. Your own brain might screw you over. But that basket, oh, no, no. He won't. You play them every day. You play them to every race. You play everybody fairly with respect. In the basket, he will not lie to you. You might not like what he's going to tell you. That's a you problem. But he will not lie. Hold on, guys. I'm going to just take my little girl over here. I don't know if she wants a drink. I'm going to put her right here. Alrighty. So, on that note, we are talking about the basket not letting you down. Sorry, guys. I just spilled some water. Uh, I hate this world. Sometimes it's a fucking rough one. Hold on. I spilt some water, guys. Just a little bit. I'm not sure if my dog's going to make it past tonight. So, that's not going to be the nicest. They never. Oh, we got comments. Randy, it's unfortunate that older guys don't help the new ones. A lot of pigeons, yes. I gotta give a brand new iPigeon clock from an old fan. I got given a brand new iPigeon clock from an old fancier 20 miles from me I appreciate you wouldn't accept the money. People in our club won't even let you hold pigeons. What a difference in people. Hey man, it's it's people. It's small-minded people. You know, when you have a little kid, I see a guy like JD. I'm going to use JD Teal here. I see some videos he posts, and he has his daughter helping him let the pigeons out. He has his daughter feeding some pigeons. He has his daughter holding a pigeon. I see some videos. That's great. That makes them fall in love. Remember, when you go to a pigeon club, hey, let the guys handle your pigeons. Don't take it overly serious. But I know there's some guys that are so serious. I don't want this new guy handling them. Educate them how to do it, show them how to do it, and let them be a part of it. Let them fall in love with being in pigeon racing. Again, what ruins pigeon racing? Not the pigeons, the people. Ryan, when do you go to Belgium? What distances are you competing in? I like to do sprints and the nationals. I think the 300-mile races is to win a first national or have a first national ace pigeon. In young birds, that would be the ultimate. Sprint racing is a little different, but I think national racing would be where it would be at for me. Again, it's a 5 to 7 hour race, 4.5 to 7 hours, whatever. But you're playing against the whole country. You're playing against the best of the best. So there's a lot of great things, a lot of great opportunity. And again, it really allows you to test your conditioning, your working with the pigeons, and you see the quality of the pigeons. One of my birds went to my club mates. He called and said, I got your bird and I'm going to bring it. I said, bring it. I'm putting it in the bin. He said, okay, I will keep it. Thanks so much. Yeah, that's a downfall. That's a downfall by that guy, keeping the bird. The guy should actually say, yeah, if you don't want them, I'll put them in the bin or I'll eat them or whatever. But there's people there, they'll say, oh, well, they look at it too. Think about it. I got a bird from a guy in my club. He spends thousands of dollars. This has got to be a good bird. Yes, it could be out of good birds, but it's screwed up. It's not what you want to breed out of. Now, are there exceptions to these rules? 150%. I've seen it happen. Hollander from my buddy there, Herman's Bonnie. He strayed in a bird from Holland, a red checker cock. The bird came in, was $1,000,000 as a young bird. Must have got lost line. Come in. He had the bird in. Bird stayed, flew, started training it. He called the owner and said, I like this pigeon. Can I play it? Guy said, sure. Played it. There's Den Hollander. Super racer, phenomenal breeder. Remember, there's exceptions to every rule. I'll be flying birds from other people if I play. I don't have pigeons in Belgium. Again, I don't have that. I got some ideas on birds, though I would like to play. That's for sure. But don't ask me because I'm not going to tell you. All the birds that we do auction off that I do represent. I think they're great. I think the quality is there in all the birds that we've auctioned off through all the years. Big shout out to a gentleman by the name of Dave Wood. He's in Southern Ontario here, flies in the Up North Combine. He had a hell of a good season, and it was brought to my attention today from my good buddy Jos Goosen. Ryan, Dave Woods flying phenomenal. All the pigeons he purchased were from you and from me and from Patrick Books. Again, Dave Wood bought a nice little collection of Yost Goosen pigeons, and a couple Patrick books, pigeons, double Sagan. It's the Dutch Sagan and the Belgian Sagan. And those birds have been flying very, very well for Dave Wood. And I like to give a shout out for that. I didn't hear it from Dave. I heard it from Yost. Yost told me. And away we go. I head back on the 22nd of October, so a few more weeks here. Bittersweet, they say, but hey, I got to go back again and do what I do. To Burlar we go. I'm going to have myself another cocktail. You always need to have a good cocktail. Good drink. So, what else were we talking about? Oh, Milton. Uh, the last person you expect screws over you. Okay, yeah? It's always people who ruin the sport, yes? Guys, it's simple. If we try and let the pigeons do the talking, it would be a better sport. But the problem is there's egos, there's dollars and cents, people flying for a long time, people flying for a short time. It's the people. It's always going to be the people. It will always be the people. Same thing with the liberators. It's going to be the people. The liberators always have the opportunity to make it good for them. You'll always find real good racers are normally liberators. They're always pushing for that advantage. That's another thing I don't believe in. I think you should never be able to release pigeons. Should never be able to release pigeons in a combine that you're flying in. So I'm going to throw this out here. The AU or the IF or whatever, any organization, it should go into, there's a liberating group. So let's say there's 50 guys that are liberators. So today, boom, 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 you are going to be liberating in Boston. One guy's from California, one guy's from Sacramento, one guy's from Cleveland. They're doing the Boston area. Okay? Now, I'm liberating for the Utah area and and every week it goes on a rotation. So people never have birds in the race. Look at the weather, make the decision. All birds get basketed on shipping nights. All birds go to the release point. In the morning time, that's when it happens. And we've got so much technology that all trailers should have a video link to the AU or to the IF that link up so you can see it. So the people can look out, so you don't have to ask the trailer driver, what does the weather look like? Put the trailer, put the camera on the truck. Small investments to make it so much better. Absolutely, they're going crazy for Kittle and Blizzard pigeons. What do I think of them? Good pigeons? Yeah, good. Are they my favorite? No. No, they're good. I know what they're good for. I know what they're good to. You're not gonna be knocking out nationals with them, I don't think. Um, and again, you gotta be the guy to be able to play those pigeons, eh? I think it's a very important job to be a liberator. Um, I know. Hey, look at it. There's a race. I'm going to say this out loud. There's a race this weekend. Okay. I'm participating. Oh, I hope the wind is out of the northwest. I'm a liberator. Saturday, there's a little bit of rain, but it's out of the northeast. Sunday's perfectly clear with northwest. If I have birds in a race, I'm going to push for the other day. That's not fair for me. That little bit of rain, 2 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 1 millimeter, that's not called rain. That's just called spitting. But I think liberating should go, you're a liberator for the unions around. So if you're in the AU, you will do liberating all over. You'll never liberate for your combine. You never. In the same token, how would that work? Could that even work? Would people be responsible enough? Or you do it like they do in China. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., all the birds get released from all the locations. Or every Sunday from all the locations. Forget the weather. Forget the liberating. Birds go up. I'm not against that either. I'm completely fine with it. If you tell me at the start of the season, no birds will be held, I'm fine with it. Do you think, like old strains, Reet, Sujins, Bouchards, etc., can compete with pigeons? I'm not. I'm not knocking the old families. I do want to say this. If you buy from a guy that has an old family of pigeons that doesn't win races, oh, he's got original Bouchards. Oh, he's got original Van Reets. Oh, he's got original Jansons. I don't want them. I want a guy. Actually, I'm not really interested in old families as much. I'm interested in modern horsepower. Again, I say it. Take a 1969 Porsche and race it against a 2025 Kia Sportage. The Kia is probably going to beat the old Porsche or the old Mustang or the old Corvette. I'm not saying old families can't win, but you need to find old families that have been working. And when you probably look into those old families, they're going to have a sprinkle of this new shit and a sprinkle of that new shit into their old shit. I will not buy from an old family that does not ground and pound them. I'm not interested. I don't care if I want some nostalgia, a pair of Jansons. I want some nostalgia, a pair of Bouchards. I want some nostalgia, a pair of Van Reets. I'll go buy a pair, look at them. They're nice, fly some babies. They're going to do nothing, or they're going to be good. Yes or no, whatever. I have my little fix. Rex, I don't know what you're talking about. What's the best Bloodlines hard-nosed pigeons? I think the best pigeons for North, and I'm going to use this for North America. I think the best pigeons are those for young pigeons are pigeons that fly national races. Those top pigeons that are in that top 100, those families of pigeons. Top national ace pigeons. Is it a family? I'm looking for good pigeons. Good pigeons, good pigeon man. It's all got to be there. Here's a guy, JD. He has Bouchards. And so this is, I know JD's on our show. He likes the Bouchards. I've always liked the Bouchards. I'm not against them. Do you see them ever? Never. He has them. Look at what he says. I sprinkle new shit into my Bouchards every year. So they are just Bouchards bred. Some are pure, but most are just the base. So his base came from this, and he adds pigeons in, and they're not Bouchards anymore. They're whatever JD's mix is. It's his restaurant. He's the chef. Don't get caught up on names and families. When you do this, You become lost. I'm just looking if I missed some comments. And guys, it's the same thing as the blizzard and the kittle. So many people are pumping it out. Where are you getting the real stuff? And where are you getting guys just breeding for resale? Okay? I know a guy in the UK. He asked me, he says, I want to sell some pigeons with you. I looked at the pedigrees, they were quite nice, but everything was bred for stock. And I actually said to myself, these papered pigeons, they make a lot of sense to sell. You're going to make some money. But there's too much bred for stock. And I had to turn them down. And when you have to turn that down, you hurt your pocket. But I can make money on a sale, but if the people don't win, if they don't have a good when I thought about it, I said, would I really buy from this? No, I'm not going to. So if I'm not going to buy, I don't want to sell it. I'll sell some old families. Yeah, I'd try some of these pigeons. Sure. I like maybe the story. And again, I like what I like. But if you ask me, I couldn't do it. JD says, I like winning pigeons. Genetic potential. Good evening. You're late tonight. What took you so long? 52 minutes in. Oh, welcome. Walt says, when shooting the birds for PNV and adeno virus, I shoot them in the web of the leg. Do you think it makes a difference in the neck? I think in the web of the leg. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I can't shoot a bird in the web of the leg. Something I've never done it. It just doesn't feel comfortable for me. I always shoot them in the neck. I will say something. If you shoot a bird in the neck and the liquid, the vaccine comes out, that means you put it in the quill of the feather. Number one. Uh Again, I think it's a 50-50. And people can make their comments. I've shot maybe 20,000 pigeons through quarantine and one loft racing. Every once in a while, I'll get the liquid come out. It goes into the quill of the feather. Hey, there's no problem. I reshoot the bird. I've had no problems in the neck. I'm not comfortable in the leg. I just don't like the feeling of it. It feels awkward to me. I'm so used to doing it in the neck. That's me. Great question. Early gray, kinda. Ha ha ha. Oh, early gray. Yeah, you like your early gray you got, eh? How you like them apples? Early gray. Guy Vandenauer. Speaking of early gray, watch the 1st of October. We got something special for you guys. Maybe even a little Olympic recall too. If you're not bringing in new pigeons to add every year to replace what you call you're falling behind. Yes, I think you do have to add pigeons. I think you should add pigeons. Remember, if you're not putting the work in, how can you bring in new pigeons? Because you're not testing the pigeons you have. That's my argument for JD. JD, I don't have to worry about him. He's out there to test the shit out of the pigeons. So he has the system. But there's guys every year that are buying pigeons. They don't know what to get rid of. They got more and more pigeons. I know there's a guy in Newcastle. I watch him get pigeons. He buys a bunch. He gets a bunch of great grandchildrens and nothings. He never gets rid of a pigeon. He's a collector. He has no clue. Sorry. It is what it is, Sam. It is what it is. Remember, when you bring a pigeon in, you take a pigeon out. This keeps you in control. Think about it. This keeps you in control. If your loft can hold 100 pigeons, If you're going to bring a pigeon in, you take a pigeon out. That's it. Follow the guidelines. It works. You don't bring a pigeon in and add a perch. Bring a pigeon in and add a perch. Bring a pigeon in and add a box. Bring 5 pigeons in and add some teepees. Put some teepees on the floor. No. Pigeon comes in. 1 or 2 pigeons come out. This means you're focused. You're concentrating on what's going on. If we like the same cup of tea, it would be a fun old world. If we all liked the same cup of tea, it would be the same. Well, thank God we all don't like the same cup of tea. You know what? I'm not a big, I mean, I don't mind tea, but tea is tea. I mean, Long Island tea is great. Pigeon Racer UK, you guys are young, so you get it. Hey, I'm going to take the time, guys. I want some people to give some thumbs up to pigeon guy in the UK. They're in their early 20s. Let's give them a thumbs up for getting involved in this sport. I'm going to apologize for the people in your area. I'm going to apologize for people not helping you out, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. You're going to have to dig deeper, but I will say thanks for participating. Thanks for getting involved, and thanks for sticking with it. A little bit longer in, and you'll figure it out. Scouty, it's okay. Pigeon Racer UK says most of the pigeons of today originate from the old strains to come from. Yes, they do. That's right. But keep breeding for faster, smarter, quicker maturing pigeons. You ever notice now there's no more pigeons with big wattles? Where did they all go? Where'd they go? Keep grinding. Where is Stephen Collins? Stephen, if you are on, please say hi. Don't be shy. Stephen Collins, guys. He is one of the best greyhound trainers in the Australia area, a national champion. I wanted to give him a big shout out tonight. I wanted to know how the dog's doing. Our dog named Zonigan. So I'm giving him a shout out. I know he's watching. Steven, let me know if you're on, my friend. Oh, just looking at the comments. I do find, well, I think this is another thing. People will buy pigeons based on the name, the brand of the week. Okay? We sell pigeons from different people, top pigeons from different people. I'll tell you, the Kittle pigeons from Yannick de Ritter. Yannick, he's so busy with Taiwan, China, and the Middle East. He is not interested in the North American market. I would love to sell the pigeons. I'd love to go and handle them, see them, pick a few. I don't think Yannick is interested. Number one, the pigeons that will go there, they're not going to be at the right dollars and cents, and it costs him money. I get this, but those pigeons get pumped, 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 pumped. They're great pigeons. Just so many people get on the bandwagon and flood the markets. Remember, flooding the markets, you're going to get worse quality from a small off with good pigeons, great pigeons. Any auction sneak peeks? Yes. Yes, I have a sneak peek. October, is it October 1st? Alexa, what day is October 1st?
October 1st, 2025 is on a Wednesday.
So October 3rd, we have 3 auctions that are going to open. All I have to say is you got 20 pigeons, Fantastic quality. Quality out of 10. Just finished the molt. No importing fees. You got the best extreme long distance. You got very good one loft racing. You got some of the best from Antwerp. You got very good from Holland. You got some top. You've got about, I'd say, 10 breeders. It's a little what we call a smorgasbord, a buffet. What is it? Is it Denny's? Denny's like a buffet? You got some super quality. You're going to save the importing fee. Pigeons will be sold. Pigeons will be shipped into America 2 days after the auction's closed. You've got your Olympic Recals. You got your early grays. You got your Emile Denny's. You got your... I feel bad for that dog. I can't listen to this. Not that that bothers me, but when I hear an animal running out of steam, it's not my cup of tea. Oh, any from Darkle. Any from Darkle. You will have 2 from Milovic. 2, a hen and a cock. So don't worry. If you take a pigeon out of the nest and I have the nestmate, what do you think with your... Wait, hold on. Let's read this again. If you take a pigeon out of the nest and I have the nestmate, what do you do with yours and what do I do with mine? Over 5 years, we start with the same 2 brothers. But what have we done with them? I don't know. I don't know this question, man. Yeah, you get nestmates. I get your question, but it's a it's like it's you're looking real deep into this, man. You race yours hard, cross them with good quality hens. If I do the opposite, does the quality go down? Well, sure. Any pigeon that goes to work, you're going to see something different. Now, sometimes you'll see super racers that don't breed super racers, but their children do. I believe once they got the super potential and the family tree is loaded, that bird is either going to breed winners or the children are going to breed winners. That's my feeling. You put a turd in a bowl of punch. You can take it out, but you still wouldn't drink it. This appeals to this pigeons too. Yes, take a look. Look at what he says. Guys, pigeons, I hate breeding pigeons for stock. It's not the best. You breed, you fly them hard, try them, and go from there. And just because a pigeon wins you a race does not mean you stop it. Does not mean you stock it. Does not mean you go out and buy 500 other children, same way Brett is it. Keep playing it and see. The pigeons that win on smash races, I'm not a big fan of. So, there's 3,000 birds liberated, and only 1 bird makes it on the day, and it's 300 miles. It's a smash race, and you're the winner. Take your win, feel great. If someone comes to you and says, I want to buy that pigeon for stupid money, let her go. If not, the bird goes back in the basket the next week and try it again. Don't even grade. Okay, hold on. Oh, my buddy here, Stephen calling. Hey, mate. I'm not watching, but I'm listening to you, to those young guys in England. Remember, don't quit, just beat them. My little friend Steven. Don't quit. You know what, guys? Sometimes in life, you're going to learn things. And you might have something that you've already learned. Like quitting, for example. Let's take this as a moment. Quitting. What is quitting? You know, you're a non-quitter, you work hard, you ground it and pound it, you give every day. And then one day, you quit on something small, medium, large, life-threatening, you quit on it. Take a moment and you quit. Quit on yourself, baby. And that's the worst quitting you can do. As I think Steven's trying to point out. Quitting on yourself is the worst. But you know what's really great? And I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart. In your life, you may have 5 friends if you're lucky. And actually, you ain't going to have 5. You're going to have maybe 2 or 3. A lot of them are your friends, but they're really not your friends. They're more acquaintances. But every once in a while, there's that person that will straighten you out, that will tune you up, that will hold you accountable in the right way. Scold you a little bit, but only out of love and care. And I will say something. When someone does that out of the goodness of their heart inside, that means they genuinely care about you. And you know what? I hope everyone has a few people like that in their lives. And sometimes, even though you know what you're doing, but you'll make that simple little mistake, uh, or you quit on yourself, or you do something stupid, or whatever, and you know better. But take it from people who care about you. When they tune you up, they tune you up. And that's why we've got guys like Stephen Collins on here to remind us of this, of never to quit on what you're doing, and especially don't quit on yourself. Believe. When you believe, you put it out there. That's how winning is done. Guys, Greyhound champion, Australia, a machine. A machine. Guys, one of the best. One of these days, I will get to sit down with him and do a full Greyhound interview. I don't know if he'll do it. I would love to do it with him. And just to talk something that I don't know anything about, Greyhounds. Let's get back to the comments. There you go. Mike Green. Welcome on, Mike. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome on. Well, I'm glad I didn't sell Susie Q. Turned out to be the best breeding hen in my loft. That happens too. You'll get the feeling, guys. It's a shame I can't join the lives weekly due to the time. When I am over in Belgium let's see here, in October, I start to do my lives on Belgium time. So you will be able to participate. This show will always be done pretty much the same time, even when I'm in Belgium with Richard. I struggle the next day, but that's what I do because I have a following here, and it's like a regular show. We've been doing it for almost 6 years now, or 7 years. We've come a long way, so we always try and leave the Monday night show between 8 and 8:30. Most of the times it's 8:30, and we go from there. But all my other lives will run on Belgium time. So you in the UK, you're going to get a lot more interest. And just follow along. And you're more than welcome to come visit me in Belgium. You're more than welcome to come on a Pigeon Boss tour, see some of the lofts, and learn and talk and have some drinks and figure it out. Yeah, in a nutshell. I get what you're saying. In a nutshell, people don't select. You know what? You got to select fairly but hard. And here's the worst. Here's the worst. When you drop 5,000 on a pigeon, and I'm going to say for most pigeon guys, 5,000 on one pigeon is a lot. 3,000's a lot. 2,000's a lot. 10,000's a lot. But I'm going to say 5,000. You buy a pigeon. Your asshole puckers up to the size of a decimal point. You breed out of it. You're constantly, from the moment You take it out of the box, you want it to be great. You breed out of it, the babies are shit. You breed out of it, the babies are great. You're constantly judging it so hard. The best thing to do is ban them. Don't pay attention. Put notes down of pigeons that are doing shit things. And at the end of the season, take the pressure off the pigeon. You know, it's the same thing. Oh, I don't want to lose this one. This one's a kittle. I don't want to lose it. I spent a lot of money. I don't want to lose it. I don't give a shit. I want to lose all of them. Everyone's going to be treated the same way. Remember, you're the coach, you're the GM. You're going to fire and hire yourself every year. Every year. I lost 400 birds in a one-off race. I fired and hired myself the same day. It's okay. I appreciate you putting the content out there, keeping the hobby alive, continuing to help, because you never know what it means to some. Hey, I'm telling you, I know. I've the last couple of weeks, I've been talking to a friend. He's not on tonight, David Tracy. He asked me for some tips or whatever. We're just talking. He asked me what I thought. So I give him my opinions, and we talk, and he's had some really good results lately. And I love that, because when he gets the result, I give him what I think. He takes some of it, he takes most of it, he takes all of it, whatever he takes, and he does it, and we talk, and he wins with it. It gives me validation again of, yes, that was right. That was a good call. This is good. But I'm helping out somebody. And I'm using David Tracy as, sorry, David, if you're watching, but I like to help people. I like to see people win. You know what? There's nothing worse than losing. If I can help, I'm going to help. And I say this to everyone. I can help you, but are you willing to listen, and are you willing to do it? I can tell when I talk to some people, they're not there to do it. They're there to just talk, make noise, make me laugh, joke, blah, blah, blah. I just called the cock. I paid 6,500. 6,500. You have to. See? 6,500. That's a lot of money. And you know what? Where JD gets stronger is he sacrifices that. You learn from your mistakes. If JD was a loser, he would say, I paid 6,500. I'm going to give it another 3 years. I'm going to give it another 5 years. I'm going to give it another 10 years. No. I bought it. It doesn't breed good ones. 2 or 3 seasons, it's got to go. Tried it with good racing hens. Tried it with super breeding hens. It doesn't breed nothing. Got to go. Every bird you buy in an auction, Pipa, Herbots, M&C Hansen, Feathers Elite, it's not a guarantee that every bird is going to be a super breeder. That's a guarantee. They all can't be super breeders. You have to be willing to put the time in, and you have to be able to make the decision. But, I like bringing a bird in and pairing it to a super racer, or pairing it to one of my super breeders already. I like it better than taking it and pairing it to a bird I just got. But that's me. You know what, guys? This is why this show, we get so many comments. Some are good, some are bad. Oh, not bad. There's no comment that's bad, but there's comments up, down, left, right, all around. But when you read this one, this is it. This is my wording. I'm not the best public speaker or wording shit the right way. I'm going to say it. But I think Ray hits it on the head. To be successful, you have to call heavily to the point where it's almost cruel. And when he means it's almost cruel, he means, oops, I screwed up. He means maybe I didn't give it enough time. And when I mean he screwed up, and I know Ray, we've all done it. Shouldn't have killed that bird. That was a good one. I killed the bird too early in the season. I should have kept it. I've done it. I know. Or you sell it to someone and it hurts them. Guys, this here, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not interested in buying a pigeon from JD. Whoa, you're going to say, well, that's an insult. Nope. JD is going to sell. Well, I want to word this the right way. I want to go buy birds from JD that I can pick out that I want to buy that he don't want to sell. Okay. There's a guy in Newcastle, Ontario. He got 50 shades of everything. He bought this. He bought some birds for 2,000, 400, 8,000, 300, 500, 700, 2,000, 6,000. Got a smorgasbord of shit. Can't race a pigeon. Now I can go there and take the pigeons that he says are junk and buy them, the $6,500 bird. But from JD, I won't buy that $6,500 bird because I know it's shit. Because if it hasn't done it for JD, it ain't going to do it for me. But I know there's guys that spend good money, but they're pigeon keepers. They're lollygagging around. They collect pigeons like Pokemon cards. Your kids with the Pokemon cards are collecting them. Get what I'm saying? And this is another thing. I like how Ray says this. This is how we think. If it's not good enough for my loft, doesn't go anywhere else. That is a great way to put things. It's sometimes when you do spend 2 or 3,000, I think sometimes people want to recoup, and I get that. But if you want return buyers, listen. What Ray says to me is, what Ray is saying is, if I buy a bird and it doesn't do it, I'm not going to sell it to somebody else. I like that. Because if I get a bird from Ray and it does well, I know Ray's giving me his 100%. He's putting his best in. He doesn't have a bird that's not worth a shit that he's dumping off to make his money back. This makes me come back to Ray and buy again, or JD and come again. I don't want to buy people's calls. And the hardest thing is to say to your significant other, or more importantly to yourself, I bought that pigeon and it didn't work out. And that happens. Guys, that happens. That's okay. You're not perfect. You're not God. You're not Jesus. You sure as hell ain't the Easter Bunny. So don't think you're going to go out there and buy super pigeons all the time. How do you buy super pigeons all the time? Closer? You buy the pedigree loaded. Parents, grandparents, great grandparents. Winners, 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 winners. Your odds then go up. When your odds go up, you're going to get better. Oh boy, we got comments. I couldn't sell someone a bird knowing is bad money means nothing. Not because I'm rich, because it ain't rich, but just me as a person. Yes, I I get that. But you're going to find, hey, everyone's different. There are people that buy pigeons and sell pigeons just to be pigeon wheelers and dealers. Wheelers and dealers. Kittles the big thing. We go and buy some kittles. We breed them. We sell them. We don't race any, but we buy them and we sell them. Those are your crooks. But when you go and say, hey, I bought a bunch of kittles. I've been racing them for 3 years. I'm winning with them. I'm winning, 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 winning. Okay, you're going to sell some birds. It's great. Watch out for the people that are buying and selling. Buying and selling. You don't want the buyers and sellers. I've taken birds that I've bought from FIPA and crossed them with my best and have some very consistent young birds this year. Well, good job, David. David, you're just going to keep going up and up. I got a feeling your birds are already good. You're going to infuse new DNA, a little bit fresher horsepower, and it goes up and it goes up. You're going to remove some of your older birds, older family, add some new. You're going to remove some new too. You're going to go back and forth. You're going to find that blend. It's like old Colonel Sanders said, eh? You know, he had that special blend of herbs and spices. You got to find the special blend, man. Oh. The auction in Australia at the moment are third and fourth related pigeons. Flyers can't see it. But in Australia, that country's screwed. They're stuck. The government screwed them. They can't bring in really good winning pigeons. So everybody's buying the same shit. They all just go around and around. Put a new band on it, a new fresh name, and try and dump it. In Australia, I get it. Australia needs a heavy duty injection of new pigeons. But the government, you know what? The government won't do it. Won't allow it. They got some great laws. We're going to save the world one pigeon at a time, as I call it. That's what they're doing. Not against Australia. I'm sure it's beautiful. I was asked about buying pigeons on auction sites. I told them don't buy over a year old. Bloody you know what? I'm JD, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna argue this fact because I've been to a lot of lofts. So JD's comment is don't buy a bird over a year. That to me is a mistake. I'm looking at the pedigree, the conformation, the build of the pigeon. For instance, the Chinese, they want to buy birds that are yearlings to 2-year-olds. That's what the Chinese want to buy. They like older pigeons. That's what they prefer. They like to see the full development. So when you go to Belgium or Holland, they breed their rounds, they sell some, they have late breds. So you can go and buy, let's just throw this out here. I might do an auction for Guy Van den Auwery. And I go and I get 3 birds from 2025 this year out of 6. And one I pick is a 2024. And one I pick is a 2023. I picked them. I like the pedigree. I like the conformation. That bird was kept for a certain reason. I asked them, I said, we do good business. Can I have this pigeon? I don't judge it that way. I know it's a simple way to say it. You buy birds that have never been tried. For me, I guess because I go to the breeders and I know them and I see and I do the selecting and I hear sometimes some of the stories or I hear, I don't want to get rid of one. You want one directly off of Hurley Gray. I was going to keep him. Hell with it. You take it. Done. I'll take it. It's 2 years old. No problem. I see how people like JD will look at this and say, well, that bird's been tried. It's no good. Sometimes, guys, they just have a holding room with birds. And I'm being honest, eh? We all have it. We all have it. I had a super cock. He was 5 years old. He didn't breed for the first 4 years. I bred him. I kept him. I loved him. He was a late bred. Then that year, he didn't pair up. He missed a year. The next year, he didn't find a hen. He didn't pair up. The next year, I threw him in a section with no hens. He didn't pair up. The 4th year, he paired up. Bang. Breadwinners. Breadwinners right after that. So, I get it. Yes and no. I can see JD's point. I don't go with it 100%. Oh, good pigeons. They are good pigeons. A lot of people don't like the handle of them. You might have something this year with Feathers Elite. I have to look into it. They're a little different pigeon in the Burlar area, not far from my house. Good pigeons, good results. Lots of pigeons. I wouldn't buy birds over 4 years old. Obviously been tried unless you know the seller. Yes, that's another thing. When you're buying, when a bird gets over a year and a half to 2 years, I'll say over two, you want to be a little cautious then. Did they breed it? Did they race it? That's what you're looking for. Steven's 100% right. You know, it is what it is. You have to do your research. And you know what? I know what we're saying. And I'm sure Steven knows with the dogs. And I'm sure other people have had it happen. They bought a bird one time. They were at an auction and they bought a bird that was 4 years old and it turned out to be a super breeder. And the guy said, I couldn't get nothing from that pigeon. Maybe it had the right mate. Maybe it went to the right guy, right handler. Always remember, you can buy pigeons from guys, but if you don't know how to handle, you don't know how to train, condition, work, feed, do all the small shit, you're not going to get the same results. And I think people really miss that. I think people think they're buying. I'm gonna have the worst beer ever. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. I had a client bring me some beer. I don't really like Heineken. To me, it's shit. But, allez, we're going to fix her. There's always remember, there are, what's it called? To every rule. There's exceptions to every rule. You're going to find that in buying pigeons. You're going to find that in racing pigeons. You're going to find that in life in general. There's exceptions to every rule. And you have to be sometimes willing. And you know what? Sometimes there's something that comes over you and says, I'm going to give this one a chance. And you'll find it. You'll do it then because you got good luck. You'll try it again. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you'll give up on it. Then 5 years down the road, you'll try it again and it'll work. There's exceptions to every rule. But watch out for auction sites. And I see it there in Australia. Guys are selling pigeons from imports that are 4 or 5 years old. I look at where they came from. I go, those birds were just bred to make money. They weren't bred for performance. Not at all. My opinion. Only my opinion. Everybody has their opinions. Opinions are like assholes. We all have one. We're going to drink in Belgium what they call this Heineken is what the Belgians piss when they go to the bathroom. Ooh, that's real gentle beer. God. Not so good. Murray, not so good, bud. So, yeah. How do I get a little bug in my beer? Don't ask me. Guys, we've been on for an hour and 29 minutes. Let's see the questions here. I found many of my better breeders were always gift birds. Sometimes that's true. Will I be doing any sales for Willie Daniels? Possibly this year. Possibly with Chris Clarabot. He might be selling out. I don't know 100%. I've talked to Chris. We are going to see. I would like to do something with Willie. I really like the Willie Daniels pigeons. Again, old school pigeon man in that Diamond Vermont area. Real good pigeons. And again, impact pigeons. small loft. Sad the man got robbed, but he's still there. And, it was great. My dad got to meet Willie. Very good. Again, guys, we're going to bring new people on this season. Have trust, have faith. The people we bring, I would try their birds. I would play with their birds. I like the birds. When I go to places, we're constantly looking. I want people to get great results. Some people say, well, oh, you're going to do Van Hee again this year. Yeah, take a look at Van Hee's results. You guys want an old family, 100-year-old family. Look at the results in 100 years. 100 years. Older than Pepsi. Still winning. Winning, winning, winning. How can I not? National winner. One loft winner. Winning. And I use that as an example. I give everyone an opportunity. Emil Denny's. How can I not? The guy has got the results. But you know what? Some people, they're look for, I'm going to use this as an example. Van Hee is the old name. She has some new pigeons in her family, but she's still winning. She's a pigeon man, pigeon woman. She's bred into her. So, all I can say is watch our auctions and look for the performance pigeons, the pigeons that are out of those pigeons. Will you be doing any more sales for Van Laar, Monagnays, Surge? 100%. I'm going to work with Surge. Van Laar, yeah, possibly. I'm not sure about Monarch. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure. If you want me to do another sale with her, message her and say, when are you going to do another sale with Feathers Elite? I'm not sure. I always like to have the breeders on a bit of a rotation. But Surge for sure. Surge is going to be, I believe, at the beginning of the season, this auction season. The Van Alstyne pigeons have always done well. Real good pigeons. Real good pigeons. And again, good heavy distance pigeons, like heavy middle distance pigeons. Ground it and pound it. And one thing I love about Surge, ask Steven. He's not a bullshitter. He tuned Stephen Collins right up. Steven, this one's for you. Yeah, Hubs Turbans. I'm going to be working with him this season. He had another great year. Hubs, Hub. I met him 6 or 7 years ago in Poznan at the Olympiada. Me and Ricky met him. I liked the pigeons. It wasn't the right time. You got to always find the time. And I seen him the last 2 or 3 shows. I bumped into him in Germany. I bumped into him in Poland. And we talked. And I said, hey, we got to do something now. And he said 100%. So I will be working with him this season. I've already made contact. Good pigeons. Good pigeon man. Very good pigeon man. Stephen Collins says, I believe it was Jerry, but that's okay. Well, Stephen, Heather, Jerry, Jeff, that was the best Pigeon Boss tour ever. The first one you'll never recreate. I don't know. I think Jerry tuned him up and then he took out his stress on you. I bought a full brother to his Hop yearling last year before it won all the awards. Very good. He's got good birds. See what we'll get this year. Again, this year's auctions, once we get to Belgium, They will be between 4 and 6 birds. No more match pairs. We are going to move away from the match pairs. I just thought no match pairs. I looked at the stats. I thought some were good, some were great, some were way below par. And I thought some of the birds were fantastic, which you were getting a two for. Anyways, I'm going to finish my beer and then I'm going to wrap up. I got a whole beer here. It's a double can. Not the best beer. Oh, is it going to boil over? It boiled over. If you go to Blackpool or Doncaster show, I will see you there. It's not that I don't want to go there, but when I go to Blackpool or Doncaster, it's like a bombarding of photos and pictures and beers and great. It's great. I love it. I'm not complaining. Every time I go to the UK, I literally absolutely love it. The problem is the next day I don't love it because they literally kill me. They love to drink. They love to buy me drinks. I would love to go to Blackpool. I don't know if I'm going to go. Again, it's really only for the doif I would go. So, I don't know. Mike Green says, this will probably be my last year of flying, but I'm going to keep up with y'all and everyone. Oh, come on, Mike. Stay in it. Remember, like Stephen Collins said, don't quit. Dig deeper. You got to dig deep now. Deep. But it's nice to see you on. Guys, round of applause for Mike Green, Mike and Heather Green. They've always been on our show. He won the Pigeon Boss Award last year. He was he had a top performance in our one loft race. I'm glad that Mike's on. Guys, everyone say hi to Mike. We haven't seen him on in a while, but he's back now. Eddie Ortiz said, how can there be so many Mona Lisa's Kittles cannibals? Because people lie. People, they just breed, man. They breed the shit out of everything. Like Kittle's a cock. They're taking the sperm out. They're producing like machines. You know. I think when you're doing the artificial insemination, I don't think that's what you really want. I know I don't. But if you want to have that name brand Kittle, then that's what you're going to get. Or you're going to buy a direct son right from him. Hopefully it's right from him. You're going to pay mega bucks. Same with the Mona Lisas. The Mona Lisas was the biggest scam pigeon ever. I don't believe it was that good of a pigeon. I believe the marketing was a 10 on it. I'm not comparing Kittle to Mona Lisa. Cannibal to Mona Lisa. No. Mona Lisa, I'm sorry. It's a hen. No way. Not a super pigeon. If I do a one loft race, well, maybe this year if I do one, you can enter. If I do one in Belgium or whatever, you can play. It's hard for people from the UK to participate in races in North America. Again, I don't know if I ever really want to do another one loft race. My problem is I don't know how to be fake. You get it? I can't be phony. I can't not show feeling. And I love to show what we're doing. I love for you guys to watch somebody go out there with all the confidence in the world and make mistakes. You know? Play it live, play it real, play it not being scared. And you're going to make those mistakes. I watch one loft races and they're constantly, it's pretend. It's pretend, pretend, pretend. They don't play fearless. They play for the dollars and cents. And you know what? I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. But guess what? I want to fly the pigeons. So this is where it becomes tricky. Because if you fly to win, you're going to piss off a lot of people. If I remember correctly, I have a grandson of Super 16. Ugh, the beer hit me. His mother and sister, same sister as Cannibal. Well, there you go. How many winners did breed? And I will say, watch all the bred for stock and watch the inbreeding. I know in pigeons, everyone's so excited about inbreds. I like them if they're the right inbreds. What is the right inbred? He's got to feel right. Nice rich eye, body's good, muscles are good. But the most important thing, the pigeon has to be able to handle mental stress. Inbreds fail a lot of times in the mental stress department. I see it. You import pigeons, that's inbred's dead. Inbred's dead. Inbred's dead. Inbred's dead. Why? Sometimes the inbred can't handle it. If the inbred can handle it, well, you're on another level. Reminder, eh? When I selected inbred boy, it feels real good. This is a 10. Perfect. Nice. Muscles, balance, eye, throat, wing, arms, vents, bomb, pedigree. Super. Put the bird in the loft, goes into the concentration camp. I call a quarantine loft a concentration camp. They don't get the best of the best of the best. They get very good. Good food, good water, a bath once a week. They don't have big aviaries to go out. They don't have this when they're in holding, when they're in sitting. Then they have to transport 3-4 days. They go to a new loft, adapt. Then they have to go from that loft to an airplane, 3-4 days, to a new loft. The last thing I look at with an inbred is how did it handle from start to finish, from the breeder's loft to the photos, to the show, to the new loft, to the quarantine loft, to the next quarantine loft, to the breeder. That's what I'm looking for. Beautiful. Well, there you go. It's a good feeling. You're having fun. A grandson, sorry. It's okay. You don't have to apologize. We're not holding score here. If you're having fun and you like it, don't worry. Hey, pedigree's loaded. If the pedigrees are loaded, the odds come to you. I bought Choof glasses and I got these. Abbey Ale. That's depressing. Scouty, you're okay. I'm just going to check on Scouty. Let's just take a look. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's the worst thing you can ever see is a dog when it's on its way. And I got a feeling there's not much, what do they say, steam left in the tank. She had a hell of a good life. It's the absolute worst. I was upset earlier today, but what are you going to do? I just put a little bit of water on her mouth. Alan says, oh, we got some comments. Wait, Eddie Ortiz first says, do you come across many dark-eyed champions? Oh, you don't see a lot of super dark eyes. I don't. You always notice the good pigeons have the real rich eyes. More rich, more color, more brightness. I've done some inbreeding and found their youngsters usually get sick in my first loft. That's right. I'm just telling you. I like to buy inbreds. I'm not against them. Reminder, they can feel right, they can look right, they can have everything. But when we put the mental stress to them, doing some switching lofts, transport, camera shows, photography, sometimes you will see a crack in the wall. Will I sell inbreds this year? 100%, because if people are going to ask, I want an inbred, I want inbred, I want inbred. I think it's good, but there is a small flaw. I like to look at the eye. I know what I like in the eye. I know what I like to see in the eye. I know what a real rich eye looks like. Is the first thing I'm looking at when I'm buying a pigeon an eye? No. It's what do we call it? The icing on the cake. It's something small. It's something. It could be a deciding factor between two birds. Pedigrees are both equally the same. That one's got the super eye, super body, super muscles. I'm taking that one. That's what I'm looking at. Why is good pigeons have a good eye, never a bad eye, but a bad pigeon can have a bad eye or a good eye? Nice to see, but don't mean can win. But who am I to say? You're going to get good pigeons. You're going to get bad pigeons with good eyes. But normally I'll see good pigeons with good eyes. Well, guys, we've got a little bit more of our beer before we wrap this up. The show's been on for an hour and 47 minutes. This is what makes the Monday Night Family Show so much fun. It's you guys. And I'll be honest, it is you guys. You guys make the shows great. I find the comments are getting better. You're helping me out, which I appreciate. Super white eyes. Now, in Belgium, they call those glass eyes or steel eyes. So those white eyes that you see, they're glass or steel eyes. That's what you'll hear. When you hear a Belgian say a glass eye or a steel eye, they're talking about those white pearl eyes. And this is just just a little tip, right? It's funny. Most of the guys, they don't look at eyes, but they know what the eye they like is. I think there's like a 1 point on the eye. I don't know. Again, I think you have to slowly add everything. I mean, I think you got to have that right pedigree. You have to have the right put together pigeon. You got to have that nice eye, good throat, good back, good muscles, good. Pedigree's loaded, everything you like, you got a shot. Go to work with it. Move to Belgium. I can't handle any more of these 2 a.m.s. LOL. Oh, you're going to come on now, eh? As Stephen Collins would say from Australia, the best greyhound racer in Australia at one time, a national champion. He said, do not quit. Do not quit on yourself. I don't care how tired you are. Dig deep. You're not a wimp. You're not a quitter. Dig deep. Right, Stephen? Good eye sign, if you know what you're looking for, leads you to winning. Hey, Jason is a guy that loves eye sign. I think there's a point to it. But if you just go on picking pigeons on eye sign, you're going to lose. But if you get super quality pigeons, great pedigrees, great balance, great muscles, great everything, and they got super rich eyes, I think Jason's right. I think a champion bird, the flyer or breeder, will find a cause to why it has something special. I think it's BS. Basket tells all. And that's another thing. Do you know when I ask guys, do you believe in the eye? They say, oh, I like a nice bright eye. What they're saying is their race results speak for themselves. Even I've handled some pigeons that aren't the best in the hand. My dog wants to go out. They're not the best here. They're not the best in the hands, or they're close. They're not perfect, but it's the result. Guys, the results are the key. Playing those pigeons harder, more, you'll find it. The basket, as we said, will not lie to you. You'll lie to yourself. I spent a lot of money. It's got a super eye. The guy at my club said it's a super. That's all bullshit. The basket does not lie. And I think Eddie Ortiz, perfect common sense. What do I like to see in an eye? What do I like to see? I like to see a rich eye. I like to see an eye that's got good color, good mountains. I like the rings in the eye. I like to see that pupil dilate. Um, what else? I just like how the eye fits in the head. Everything fits nice. I like the sear or the iris, how it is. Certain things that I like. But again, I'm not going out and looking at pigeons. I got to let the dog in now. I'm not going out to look at pigeons for eyes. That's not. It's not what it is. You're not going out to look. I'm going to go buy beautiful eyed pigeons. You can go out and buy beautiful eyed pigeons, but doesn't mean they're going to do anything for you. If there's no results, you'll have nothing. Who has been your biggest inspiration in pigeon racing to you? Boy, that's an emotional question. Biggest inspiration? Obviously, Ricky. I think Ricky's one of the best I've ever met. I'll tell you, Ricky is far better than he's ever done. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ricky has never shown you, I hate to say this, Ricky's never been able to show the potential. I see it. I see it through other breeders through him. It's funny, eh? I'll be at a breeder's place and I'll hear my dad speaking. All different kinds of breeders. Hold on. And this is see, a guy like Jason, you could get into an argument with. Oh, he's an eye sign guy. He knows nothing about pigeons. But that's not true. You need the results and you look at the eye. If the family has the results and you find super eyes, you're great. I like to use all the tools. The eye sign, the balance, the muscles, the length, the forearm, the wing. You look at it all, you put it together. And sometimes, guys, the very best is those first three. Murph, hey, you're a pig. Those first 3 seconds, you handle that pigeon, you say yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. I don't like pigeons. I got to look for seconds and minutes and 2 minutes and pass it around. And no, first couple seconds. That's what I want. Brian, good evening, Brian. How are you doing, my friend? Go lay down, please. Evil little bastards. Well, guys, another 5 minutes. 500-mile winner in my club, and I am a winner. Everything there, but you need the I sign. We got home. let's just say a 450-mile winner in my club. I am a winner, everything there, but you need eye sign. Hey, if you like eye sign, you like eye sign. I like eye sign. I'm an eye sign kind of guy. I'm not, I still have my other tools I used before the eye. I'll finish with the eye. A major problem in North America was also don't having many birds or pigeon vets. I don't think you need a lot of pigeon vets. I think a lot of people are looking for a cocktail to fix the pigeon. I sit on the couch and watch baseball. I'll give them a cocktail. I'm going to go out for dinner with my wife. I'm going to give the birds a cocktail. You don't need drugs to win. You need to work the birds harder. The harder you work them, the weak ones will fall apart and they'll be gone. You don't need to race here on medication. You need to put the birds through a grueling training, and you'll find out it rises up. The health comes up. The harder those birds work, the better in self condition they get. Now, yes, in Belgium and Holland they have pigeon vets, so they can treat for a little bit of canker or respiratory, but their guys aren't pumping the drugs. I did an auction for a North American guy from Calgary. His pigeons came, and another guy out in Mississauga. Pigeons come, they give them drugs every day of the week. Pigeons couldn't live with me. Once they come off the cocktails, they're done. Vaccinating youngsters, 4 or 5 weeks old. One vaccine, then hit them a few weeks later with another one. Almost every 2 to 3 weeks, you can hit them with a vaccine if you want. In Belgium, I know Chris de Becker, he does about 6 vaccinations, multiple different things. PNV, Rota, herpes, and pox. I did a video with him. He'll tell you how he does it. I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, I'm not against the vaccines. So, I don't know. Again, everyone has a different way. I like looking at eyes, but would rather look at a bird's intelligence, smartness. Yeah. Well, you like to look at that, so do I, but how are you looking at it? Sometimes you see super smart pigeons, they're not that smart. Sometimes the best pigeons are the ones that you don't look at, but they catch your eye. There's something that they do. I don't know. The problem here is if you don't privately treat, by the time you find out, 4 weeks in, yeah, I don't know. I've gotten more and more off of this medication. I'm a little less on it. I'm a little less on cocktails. I'm more on bringing the birds up. Natural stuff. Natural is great. But you have to do, you got to do natural right from the start. Natural, I think, is the best way. I think because when you do need a medication, you want it then to work. The more medication you use when you don't need it, the less it works when you do need it. For instance, I had back surgery when I was 19 years old. And the doctor gave me a Percocet. And I took a Percocet, and boy, I felt great. No pain. My legs could work. I felt great. Now, I wasn't getting surgery for 3.5 months. Every day when I had some pain, or, I took 3 Percocets a day. One in the morning, one at lunch, one in the evening. Well, after about 5 weeks, I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner. Okay. 2 months in, I was taking 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. I remember at one point, the most I took was 7 at one time to ease the pain. My body immune to the pain. Now, I was lucky I didn't have an addictive personality, so I didn't get hooked on them. I could see how. But that pain relief was so great from them that you were constantly wanting to feel the relief of the pain. I got steel in my back, whatever it is. And I'm being honest. That's the truth. Now, if I take a Percocet, I haven't had them since I was 19. One will kick me in the ass. It'll knock me right out. But if I would have kept doing it, by now I'd probably be taking 20 a day, you know? Anthony. Anthony says, are OLRs for some that is just starting out? It seems like for a lot with money. Yeah, one off races it's a big. I think it's a big. I just think it's a big pyramid scam. I like one off racing. It's beautiful. It's great. It's awesome. There's a lot of money, and I think for people that have untested pigeons, I think it's just a waste. You got to be flying your pigeons week in and week out, saying these pigeons work, and then you have to pick the races to make sure that the guys are doing the work. Jason says in Western Canada, we can buy any medication coming from Europe, even PMV, which is hard to get. Well, I don't know how you can get it in Western Canada because here we can't get it. But it is what it is. All right, guys. I've been on for 2 hours. I've been on too long. I've been on 2 minutes too long. I will be on again next Monday night. Like, share, and subscribe. You guys are the best. I find that nothing works on paratyphoid. Yes, one thing works, the garbage bin. When a pigeon, they're young, they show you a problem, kill them. Don't fix them, kill them. Alan, it's okay to kill them. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Like, share, and subscribe. And hey, we did another show. Always remember one thing before I wrap this up. Believe in yourself. Don't quit on yourself. Sometimes you're going to quit. You're going to get fed up. You're going to get worn out. You're going to get beat down. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to feel like, fuck it, I got to quit. But remember, guys, Stephen Collins said, don't quit on yourself. Dig a little deeper. And if you do quit on yourself, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get right back at it. Ground them and pound them. Guys, I'm Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Pioneer one-off race. We're not even having a race this year, but it's still the fucking best one-off race. Blow them all away. Like, share, and subscribe. Maybe Ricky will be on next week. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll see you on UK next week. Get to bed. We love you guys. Hey, Stephen Collins, super champion, national, amazing greyhound racer. We love him. Hey, Heather, give Stephen a big hug for me. I got to put the music on, the song, the sing, and the dance. See you next week, guys. Bye for now.